Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
How's everybody doing today? We're going to sit down and we're going to have a little bit of fun today. I actually got Miss Ash Taylor to grace me with her presence today, and she brought her favorite guitar with her. But for reasons unknown, we're not going to be able to let him be on the microphone today. So everybody say hi to Ash Taylor. Hi, girl. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Aren't you just having fun already?
Man, I'm already having a blast, and we're just getting started.
That's why I was saying earlier, we should have just went ahead and turned everything on when you walked in the door, because we've been sitting there cutting up and getting everything going, and I was running a little bit behind. I am so sorry.
It's all good. I'm not mad. I'm not angry.
Well, I had to get my bullet points. I had to get all this crap going.
I had to fix my hair a couple times.
Well, yeah.
We had a prep.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
And you know, bathroom breaks and all that good stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Pee breaks, man. Got to have a couple pee breaks.
All right. So you've been on several podcasts before. You've had a lot of fun with them.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. We're going to try and do something a little bit different.
Okay.
A lot of people, they ask direct questions and all this other stuff, and I'm just going to say, you grew up in hometown Bakersfield. Mm-hmm. You had a great thing with listening to Buck Owens and all them. Tell me about all that. I want to hear some stuff on this, because did you ever meet Buck Owens?
No, sir. No. So he passed away when I would have been about 9. So
well, I didn't ask you how old you were.
Well, you know, I'm just saying that he was dead.
You're telling on yourself now already.
That's fine. I have no secrets, man. There are no secrets. No, I was super blessed, honestly. Like, very fortunate to grow up in Bakersfield. I didn't really realize that at the time. You know what I mean? But no, I grew up there, and there was a huge, just being there. You know, It doesn't matter if you like country music or if you don't. There is something really special about that town. And it's just a farm town out in Central California. I mean, you know, I think people think it's maybe really big and flashy. And sometimes when you're like, yeah, it's the birthplace of Merle Haggard and, you know, Buck Owens, and we have this famous sound and all the musicians that came out of there. It's not. It's a farm town.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what it is. And so I grew up with a lot of blue collar folks, you know, and just, I mean, a lot of people, honestly, just hardworking people trying to make a living. My family clearly does not have money. I mean, I'm one of 5 children, and I mean, it's like you work hard and that's just the way it is. But musically,
5 kids.
Yeah. So I'm the only girl.
You're the only girl.
Mm-hmm, and I'm right in the middle.
Honey, I know. So
it's okay. It's all right. I've forgiven God and my parents, but no, I love my brothers, but you know, it's like, I loved growing up there, though. I loved growing up with all my brothers. But my grandma was honestly a huge reason on why I got into country music, because she was a massive country music fan. And, you know, just kind of growing up there in Bakersfield, though, I honestly, I've told this story before, but when I moved to Nashville, and I'm sure we'll get into that all later, but when I moved here, the very first place I went was the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do. Oh,
well, I can't say I blame them, because that is an incredible museum. I know Chris, my husband, and I were going to go later this month, and I'm like a kid in a candy store. Yeah. I mean, I love it.
And what I really love about it is they actually have, like, your favorite artist. They've got their clothes. They've got their guitar. They've got all kinds of stuff down there.
Yes.
And I feel like we're plugging.
Yeah, but you know what? That's something I'm happy to plug, because I appreciate how they keep reintroducing people to country music, and that's what we need. Because sometimes it's cool to be country and sometimes it's not, but they've been consistently pushing country music and teaching people about it. And it's like, man, in fact, when I was a kid growing up in Bakersfield, I was probably about junior high school, and I was really into country music, and I was starting to play instruments and all. I wanted to be a tour guide at the Country Music Hall of Fame Museum.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That was my dream job. I heard Trisha Yearwood talk about how she moved to Nashville and didn't know what to do. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like me. And then she basically was trying to figure it out. So she went to Belmont, and then she got a job as a tour guide.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't want to get into country music trivia with me. I said, that would be the job right there. So I applied when I got there, and they said, oh yeah, we don't do guided tours anymore. We just, it's self-guided. And my heart broke, but
yeah, that's just wrong.
It is. We should do it. But I love the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I just really appreciate them. I appreciate all they do. But that was the first place I went when I landed here in Nashville. I mean,
well, see, that's wild though, that your grandma was such a huge influence on you, because she grew up, well, she was in that era where it was just like everybody sat around and they just listened to the radio, and the biggest majority of it was country music. That's it.
Absolutely. Well, and the first song that my Nana ever played, and I have this cassette tape today. My Nana passed away when I was 13, but I have a cassette tape, and my older brother Noah made it for her, and it was called Nana's Mixtape.
Oh, cool.
I know, man. I know. But she would take this, cassette every single day when I was a kid, and she would put it on when she'd be cleaning the house or cooking dinner. And the artists and the songs that were on that were Loretta Lynn and like the Dixie Chicks, Faith Hill, Patsy Cline, Tammy Wynette. I mean, Conway Twitty. I mean, it was traditional country.
Yeah.
And then a couple of like the bigger acts at the time. But the first country song I ever heard was Coal Miner's Daughter. Yeah. And so, I mean, I have a lifelong love for like Loretta Lynn and all that. And I never got to meet Buck Owens because, like I said, he died when I was so young. Yeah. But if you know Bakersfield, we have Buck Owens Crystal Palace, which is literally a saloon in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. But Buck used to play there like all the time. Yeah. And so my Nana would go see Buck Owens and Merle Haggard and all these people go play there. And I still have a bunch of like little posters and stuff that she would bring me. Yeah. But I think it's cool to come from that town and to have that legacy. And I really, I think my Nana would be super proud and super happy to know that I listened to all of those songs. You know what I mean? And I
took it all to heart.
I took it all to heart. And I said, I understand why this is so cool. And then to do music, I have no doubt if she was still here, I mean, she'd probably be with me here as we're doing this podcast.
Oh yeah, she'd be like hanging out. Oh,
absolutely.
Stage.
She would be so all for it. But I think that has a huge impact though on a person, like where you're from and, who introduced you to music and all that. It all has a thing. But when I, like I said, first day in Nashville, I get off the plane, I go straight to the Country Music Hall of Fame because there's nothing more important to me than the history of country music. Yeah. And at the time they were doing this whole exhibit on the Bakersfield sound. And I had no idea. So I show up and I walk in and I was so awestruck by Nashville that kind of like as we were driving over there, I was like, man, Bakersfield is nothing but a farm town and I should have moved to Nashville, years ago. And it's so cool. And so I walk into the Hall of Fame there and there's this giant sign that said, now exhibiting the Bakersfield sound. And I walked through that museum my first day here and I was like, my hometown is a lot cooler than I really gave it credit for. Cause you see the impact of that. And so that inspired me. I mean, that was like I am proud as hell to be from Bakersfield, California.
Oh yeah. And Bakersfield, California, really the whole sound out there, everything that was going on, Buck Owens and then, Dwight Yoakam too.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
I used to just jam out to Dwight, man. I mean, he was just, wasn't happy about his acting, but
but his music was spot on though. Yeah, absolutely.
And I still ain't figured out how in the hell he got in them jeans.
Oh, I think they're painted on at this point.
They had to have been.
We just saw Dwight Yoakam at the Ryman when he was here last year, and phenomenal show. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I love about the Bakersfield sound and kind of like now being here in Nashville and kind of, I guess, like finding myself in my own thing is like I said, I'm really realizing like what a massive impact though. Yeah. Being from Bakersfield and just growing up with all of this was like, this is who you are. Well, this is it. But I
mean, it's a big staple in your life.
Absolutely. Well, the other thing I love about Bakersfield people, and I've had multiple people say this, we have an attitude. And
a little bit.
We do. Yeah. We do. But you know what? I like that attitude. But I think it goes back to the fact of like, we're all poor people. We're all blue collar. We're redneck as hell. Yeah. But we're in the middle of California, so we're a little bit flashy and we just kind of don't care. Yeah. And it's a really cool thing though, because it's very consistent. And there's a guy I literally was talking to the other day at a music shop, and him and I are just talking about gear and different things. And I got this vibe, and I said something to him about, man, you kind of sound like you may be from my hometown. And he was like, well, where's your hometown? And I said, Bakersfield, California. And he went, no way.
Yeah.
He was from Bakersfield too. It's like, we got an attitude, man.
Oh, yeah.
We got our own sound and we got an attitude.
And, you know, Bakersfield, you go out, you plow 40 acres or 100 acres or whatever. When you get done, you was either listening to the little radio or you was sitting on the front porch.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people really need to get back to that. That's one reason when I built this house, I wanted a big front porch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you get 5, 6 people out there, guitars, and just go for it.
Yeah. Well, there's something about being able, I think, too, to comfortably sit outside on your own home and just kind of just watch the world outside. I mean, there's something special about a front porch.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we have a very tiny front porch right now at our current home. But one day when we'll probably build our own house, you know what I mean, kind of move up and all, we've talked about for sure having like a big front porch and all that, and just kind of sit out there with guitars and the dog and, you know, just
the lab.
Yeah. You gotta get the puppy dog in there. But yeah, I mean, there's something special about though, just sitting outside and watching the world go by on your front porch. It's a beautiful thing.
I had a guest come on and he made a comment about he didn't see no kids playing.
Oh, really?
And I'm 57. So when I was growing up, it was usually like on the weekends, you wasn't in school. Your mom would show you the front door until you get the heck out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, come back when it's dark, you know, and I'm not sure how it was, you know, your era, but, how did I say that? Did I say it right? Era, whatever.
I knew what you meant if that helps.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not what I say, what I mean, but anyway,
Right.
You just don't get a whole lot of that anymore. The kids outside playing,
Yeah.
mom and dad sitting out on the front porch, you know, cousins, relatives coming over, hanging out.
Yeah.
Backyard barbecues are okay.
Sometimes. Right.
But I mean, you just can't get around really that whole front porch experience.
No, I agree. I grew up playing outside a lot.
Yeah.
It was like, you and your brothers get out here, don't come back until, you know, X amount of time.
Yeah.
But I think technology it was there, but I don't think it was as big. Like now I see like a toddler, like a 2 or 3 year old on an iPad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I didn't get an iPad till I was like out of college.
I can't even work the daggone thing.
There's
you know?
that too, right? There's that. Yeah.
I have to get my granddaughter or my daughter to fix stuff for me.
Honestly, I mean, that's the beauty of having kids though. I have to call my husband. He's real smart. I call my husband and say, hey babe, help me.
That didn't make sense.
What? That my...
No, you said having kids and then you automatically referred over to your husband. So are you saying that's a big kid there?
No, he's not a big kid, but kids are helpful. They do help like fix things and all. I have friends that have kids and it's like, man, he's helpful.
So,
but for me,
he's technologically inclined. Then, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. He's very smart, very smart.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm just, you know, people are going to listen to that and they're going to think, you know.
There you go. There you go. He's trying to get me in trouble. I see how it is.
Not me.
Not me. I'm an angel.
Well, you know, those little horns up there.
Right. They come on out.
They hold the halo up there.
Oh, gotcha. 2 sides.
Yeah, 2 sides to everything. So when did you come out here? How old was you when you come out here?
I was 25 when I came out here. So it was in 2015.
And then the shark started circling around you the minute you stepped off the...
Man, they pretty much did. But you know what? No, it was really good. We joked about it before, but I say I lived a lot of life, and I have, and I'm grateful for that. But I basically was a kid in Bakersfield, and like
it's a whole different world.
It's a culture shock.
Yeah.
Truthfully, for me, it was culture shock, real bad. But I had, so kind of like my backstory is I basically grew up in Bakersfield, clearly was surrounded by all of this music and country music and stuff just because of where I lived. And then in high school, I started to play like piano and bass and mandolin. I started to play a couple of instruments, and I picked up a guitar. A family friend gave me my very first guitar, and I was about 17. So I was kind of like a late, starter getting into it. And I maybe knew 3 chords, and I was kind of like experimenting on and off with writing songs, and they were absolutely horrible. But I was trying to figure it out. And I ended up graduating high school and all in Bakersfield. And there was this recording studio that I was taking lessons at for bass and stuff.
Yeah.
And the owner, he could kind of see me around there, clearly. And I was, just trying to figure out musically, like how do you do this and how do you do that and how does all this work? I was just so hungry for knowledge. And he came up to me one day and he goes, have you ever considered being an audio engineer? And I said, no. What is that? What are you talking about? And so he took me to the studio and he kind of showed me around, and I thought it was so cool, man.
Oh, it is.
It was amazing. So I ended up basically going through the Bakersfield School of Music there, and I actually got a degree in audio recording from there. Awesome. And then I interned there at that studio and a couple in LA, and I did that right out of high school. And I loved it.
That was a great time to do it too.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great time to do it. But, I had started working in studios and interning and doing all that stuff. And I loved recording. I loved that. Mm-hmm. But here's what I learned. I don't like being an audio engineer because it just wasn't creative enough. And I know clearly, your brand sound for many more years. And I was way more focused on like the recording aspect. And so I wanted to do crazy things with the mixes, and I wanted to try it like 7 different ways. I wanted to make music though. Like I wanted to be creative, but
that's how you create a piece of music.
Absolutely.
You've got to do different recordings and do things.
You got to try different things. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's okay. Rule that out. Let's move to the next. But,
Steven Tyler, he was telling a thing on Howard Stern one time. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to the song Sweet Emotion, you'll hear a all the way through the song.
Right.
The castanets or maracas or whatever that he was using for that sound broke.
Oh, no.
It was 3 sugar packets close to the microphone, and he done that for the whole song.
That's amazing.
But he used his imagination.
Yeah,
exactly. He used his creativity.
Right.
And Sweet Emotion was way up there. It's still played today.
Oh, I love that song. I mean, that's incredible. But sugar packets. I mean, who would have thought?
Sugar packets.
Right.
And that was the whole part about the sound engineering and all that stuff that I got into. Mm-hmm. And I did a lot of recording.
Yeah.
And I loved to where if you were going to record somebody and they had an idea about something but didn't really know how to make that sound or create that sound.
Yeah.
Dig up whatever you got.
Right.
Figure it out.
Be creative. Yeah. Think of something outside the box and you'll end up with something like Sweet Emotions probably. I mean, and it sounds great.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that's sugar packets?
Oh yeah. And that was recorded without Pro Tools.
Right. Yeah. That was long before the digital age had taken over. I mean,
exactly.
Man, no, you're spot on. But yeah,
I don't think they've got that in Pro Tools though. No, sugar packets.
Sugar packets.
Okay, let's hit this. You know,
it gives you that Steven Tyler Sweet Emotion kind of a thing. Man, watch, someone's going to hear this and then go make like a setting in Pro Tools, and
It probably.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
I'm full of ideas.
Hey, let them take them
happens.
As long as they pay you for them, right?
Yeah,
let them take them.
The show is copyright, so
there you go. There you go. No, I loved like being in the studio and all, and I loved recording, but I just kind of found like, for me, audio engineering was not creative enough, and so I kind of was like, man, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is it. So I kind of leaned more into like songwriting and was like working on the craft and everything. And then I ended up just, again, through online, I was trying to figure out like, how do you write a great song?
Yeah.
How do you do this? And I'd watch like, CMT and all these things, and I'd see on the bottom of the screen, it's like the artist and the label and all that. And it's like, that's cool. But like, who are these people on the bottom where it says songwriter? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
So I just started writing a bunch of songs and kind of going online and trying to like figure out, how do you do it? What is it? So I stumbled one day across this online community called Songtown USA.
Yeah.
And I joined with them, and if whoever's listening not familiar with it, it's basically ran by 2 guys. It's ran by Marty Dotson and Clay Mills, and they're both very successful, massive songwriters.
Oh yeah.
But Clay Mills wrote Darius Rucker's Don't Think I Don't Think About It. He wrote Beautiful Mess by Diamond Rio, and lots of other hits. But I
love that song.
Oh, it's a great song. It's a fantastic song. And I'll tell you what, Clay's version of it, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. But yeah, I kind of like, just started kind of getting involved with them and everything. Kind of, struck a friendship with a bunch of people in that community. And one day Clay messaged me and basically said, hey, we think you're great. We think you're super talented. He goes, but here's the truth of it is you are never going to become successful writing songs in your bedroom in Bakersfield, California. And I was like, he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
He's not wrong. He just called me out. And
Yeah.
I said, you're right. So he said if I moved to Nashville, he would basically make me his intern for a year. And so I sold everything I owned. I never even seen Nashville before, had no idea what I was into.
Oh, God.
And so I just jumped on a plane and I moved out here, and it was culture shock. It's very different than Bakersfield, California. And I love Nashville. Like, don't get me wrong, but I was like, what did I get into?
Mm-hmm.
But I think when someone like that gives you an opportunity and you're so hungry to learn,
Yep.
I was young, I was stupid, I'd do it again. It was meant to be.
I would do it.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Why wouldn't you though? It's like,
Well, I was born and raised in Nashville, so.
oh, well, your commute was a lot shorter than mine.
Yeah,
then.
I couldn't wait to get out of here.
And here I am trying to get here.
And see where I was driving truck for a living.
Yeah.
I've been through Bakersfield, California numerous times,
Yep.
cutting across.
Oh, it's
and-
big for truck driving. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can honestly say I've never seen Bakersfield, California.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's
Because the only thing I'd seen was the farmland,
Yep.
everything else. And then we hopped on and went south,
Yep.
went to LA,
Yep.
and everything from there just looked like a cigarette ashtray.
You just nailed it though, man. You just nailed it. My husband had never been to California, and we went in, I guess that was 2020, pretty much right before the lockdown. And
Yeah.
we went out there for a family wedding and little trip and everything. And so we're out there and we were driving through Bakersfield, and I was like, this is it.
Welcome to here.
Yeah, farmland, and not real much here, is there? But
No.
I think it's funny though, because when people are like, "Oh, you're from California," I think they think like L.A. or like a beach or something, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm probably not from where you think I am." So it's probably different.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. Bakersfield is, to me, it is a beautiful place. But like I said, I never did go into downtown. I didn't get to see a whole lot of things that I wanted to.
It's a lot of history down there.
Yeah. I think Dwight Yoakam's making biscuits out there now or something.
Yeah, Bakersfield biscuits.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag. I got a hat and a T-shirt that says that. I'm proudly rep it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Why not?
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah. It's delicious. Who doesn't like biscuits?
I know. Oh, Lord. It's going to be one of those days.
Yep.
Yep. Yay.
Woohoo.
Well, drain the main vein.
At least you're staying hydrated.
Well, it sucks when you get older because they tell you can't drink sodas, you can't do this, you can't do that. So you got to have to look at other things to drink. And it's either sweet tea or water. And you just go a lot.
Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong.
Clear the system out.
You know what? Good cleanse. That's what it is. That's what it is. Cleansing it up.
I'm undoing my pants a little bit. Ugh.
Man,
I
he's
know.
getting real cozy. He's
I
real
know.
comfortable. We did a couple minutes of the interview, and he goes, I'm going to have to really buckle down for this one. I'm going to have to get real comfy.
Get comfy as I'll get out, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about doing a show where everybody just shows up in pajamas.
Oh, I actually think that would be a huge hit. I'm not going to lie.
It probably would.
If you told me that I didn't have to put on real pants to come here today, I would be in like sweatpants or something.
Yeah, I mean,
be comfortable.
well, I thought didn't I tell you don't wear stage clothes?
But I'm not. Yeah, but these aren't stage clothes. I just had to put on jeans.
Well, I had a guest that was wanting to come on, and they were going to wear stage clothes,
Oh wow.
and I'm like, no, not happening.
I mean, I put on makeup and I put on real pants, and I said, you know what? That's all David's getting today.
And you combed your
And I
hair.
come here.
You combed your hair.
I combed my hair, I brushed my teeth, and I said, well, I'm here somewhat, so
Hey, it works.
it does.
That tea ain't bad.
Delicious.
It's the good sweet stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeehaw. All right. So we've had a pee break, everything else. Where was we at? I have no freaking clue.
I think we were talking about.
No, you had just got to Nashville.
Yes. I just got to Nashville and I had all the culture shock.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
You went to the museum.
I did. I went there my first day, and then
What was the second day?
it was just trying to figure life out. I mean, when I moved out here, other than Clay, I literally knew no one.
Yeah.
So I slept in my car. I slept on, like, as I eventually started to know people, I slept on people's couches. I basically went my first day and got a job at a music store here in town. Luckily, I went in to buy a guitar because I literally sold everything, didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Bought a real cheap acoustic because I needed something to write songs with. And
You still got it though, don't you?
I still do, yes, sir. It's absolutely, it's a black ebony Epiphone hummingbird.
Ooh.
And it's a beat up, man. I mean, that was my main
Those are the
guitar.
best ones, you know.
But the history with it, I can never give it away.
Have you seen Willie Nelson's guitar?
Trigger, oh yeah.
He has had that thing ever since he bought it brand new.
And the holes and stuff that are
Yeah.
in it. And you know that guitar is like falling apart. But Willie's always said, when that guitar stops, I stop.
Yeah.
So I think we're all kind of rooting that I mean, Willie just turned 90.
Yeah, I know.
And,
And
he's
still
doing it.
playing.
Oh, and he sounds great. I mean, like, I was watching, like, live video that people were taking at his, like, birthday bash. And I'm like, dude, it sounds great. Like, how is he that good?
You know, it kind of makes you want to just roll one up with him.
Maybe
He's
has
been
the
doing
secret to
that.
long life. Yeah.
He's been doing that his whole life.
It's very true. Very true.
I think it was somewhere Snoop Dogg said something about he smoked with Willie.
Yeah.
And Snoop was stoned and Willie was just kind of like,
Totally fine.
you want another one?
Yeah. There's a lot of stories like that I hear about Willie Nelson, and I believe all of them, every single one.
Well, I mean, they had the bus songs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never smoke weed.
Yeah. He's funny. Now he does, what is it? Skechers, I think it is. He's like their spokesperson, and he's like super cool. He's like 90 and, still has braids and everything. And he's got like dad shoes Skechers on. I'm just like, you're still cool, Willie. You're still freaking cool.
Okay. So he's doing Skechers. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
could do New Balance.
Oh man, there you go.
Dude.
Oh yeah, man.
I actually like the white ones.
Listen, I know they're comfortable. I get it.
They
man.
are.
I get it. Now, personally, I am a newfound Croc girl. I vowed for years I'd never wear those. I said, those look so dumb. Why would you wear those? And then I got a pair, and it's like walking on damn clouds. It's
Was it a
like,
present or you actually bought them?
no. So my wonderful husband, he got himself a pair. And then he got me a pair, and he was like, I was thinking, he's like, you can take the dog out in these and, run the trash out. Like they're just convenient house shoes essentially.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I put them on and my feet were so comfortable. I said, you know what? I like these. So if I'm in a comfy mood, we're wearing Crocs that day, and they're great. I love them. Mine are camo.
I
got
still
camo
haven't.
Crocs.
I still haven't given in.
Well, when you do, your feet are going to thank you for it because, man, they are comfortable. I mean, they are comfy.
And in no way, shape, or form was that a shout out or a plug.
Yeah. No way, shape, or form.
So that's what I like about my show. We talk about anything. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Don't give any. It's too much work.
I know.
Yeah. Just take
And I
it
hate
easy.
the drama and all the bull crap on some of them.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So one person, and then you was couch hopping.
Yeah. Yeah. So
People pay for that now. It's called Airbnb.
I know. They do pay for that now. That wasn't a thing back in the day, but man, no, it was, you know what though? I am grateful though, looking back, because like I said, I think with that opportunity to learn from Clay Mills, how to write a song, how does the business work? How do you do this? How do you do that? I learned a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And nothing I could get from a college, university, or a textbook.
No,
And then
you learned, learning from him alone.
Right.
A lot of people are standing in line.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you got that opportunity, and you couldn't ask for a better teacher.
No, well, and I think there's something to be said to learn something from someone who actually does it. But like, when I moved to town, like, yeah, I slept on couches, I slept in my car, I did this. And eventually, of course, it's like, I got a day job and started to write better songs. And, like you move up, you learn, and you grow. And that's just life.
What was your first job here?
I worked at Guitar Center as a sales associate.
Yeah.
And it sucked, but totally sucked. Yeah, not glamorous. But yeah.
Somebody come in and try to play Stairway to Heaven.
Oh yeah, and then like hit all the wrong notes.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, I'm pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, it was a job though. Like I was, was super grateful, and you just roll with it, man. And you see what happens. But like when I moved to town, I moved here to be a songwriter. I didn't move here to be an artist. I mean, I literally came here because I wanted to write songs for other people.
Yeah. That's
why I was here. And so I was learning and studying the craft, and I was writing 3 or 4 songs a day at one point. I mean, I dove in. Like I had never done a co-write until I moved here.
Yeah.
And they're like, we do co-writes here. I'm like, what's that? And it's like, you write with other people. I'm like, I'm writing with everybody. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just kind of dove in, but it was a crazy time. And I look back and, I always say, I hope I never have a daughter because she may do dumb stuff like I did. But
yeah, well, that kind of comes back on you tenfold.
It always, I'm ready for it though. But but you know what? I did it. And we wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't. And so I think it all just kind of worked out in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, so. But your earlier statement of you've lived.
Yeah, I've lived a lot of life.
Lived.
A lot of life.
And
well, life is short, so I just dove right in because, but that was the thing. A lot of my friends that I grew up with in Bakersfield, because it is like a small farm town, a lot of them marry their high school sweetheart and they have kids, and there's nothing wrong with that by any way, shape, or form. No. But I just knew that kind of really wasn't what I wanted. I was just so infected by the music bug, and I wanted to be here. I
kind of think that's what Reba meant when she did that, is their life out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, some people, they can be content, they can be happy.
Yeah.
But you've got the other ones, the dreamers, there's got to be something more for me.
Yes.
And it's going to happen.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's important. And I mean, I honestly thought for a very long time I was never going to get married. I didn't really want to.
Well, he's sitting right back there.
He's here with me today, but case in point, I found someone, a great one, and I married him. I tied him down. So good for me. But I think that's the difference though. It's like, I knew that it was kind of like God was like, hey, you're going to Nashville. Like you're going to go do it.
Well,
so
I mean, you get off and you go straight, and then you've got the Bakersfield sound exhibit. That's kind of like a little sign,
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, I think the Lord puts a lot of signs in my life, but I'm not too smart. So sometimes I don't get them. Okay. Sometimes it takes me a while to figure it out, but we get there. But no, I mean, I'm really blessed though today. It's like I married someone who shares in my dreams and my passions and, who is very supportive essentially of who I am and what I'm into. And so I'm grateful that I made that huge move out here and that I made all those sacrifices, and I've built a life, and then, met my husband out of Guitar Center as I was working there. And, it's like, you kind of see over the past couple of years that I've been here, it's like, you just kind of see life just kind of fall in, and it goes, man, I couldn't have made this up. Yeah. But, it all worked out, and I know my husband's here today. He's sitting right behind me. But I like to brag on him though, because he does play lead guitar for me, and he's my band leader.
And he's funny.
And he's super funny. And as we discussed earlier, he's helpful with technology. Exactly. He also is a great cook. So no, I hit the lotto. But it's cool though, because now it's almost like we have a family business though, because it's like my husband and I go on the road together. We play shows. We make music together. We do everything together. And usually it's like, my little brother runs the merch table, and I mean, it's like having a family business. And it's
I mean, that's what it needs to be.
Absolutely. But that's the great thing though. And I've done it for a long time on my own, and then having now like my family and my support system with me, it's day and night difference. And it makes everything too fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yes. And I'm guilty of getting wrapped up though in that whole like, maybe too businessy or too this or too that. And it's like, it's supposed to be fun. Like if you're not having a good time making music, don't do it.
And that's what I tell people.
Yes.
Remember, this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Come, you hang out, you talk, you shoot your shit, whatever you want to do.
Right.
And I think too many people get wrapped up in the numbers game. I've got to have this many songs. I've got to have them by this time.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. And then I've got to run it over here. Management's got to deal with it. PR's got to deal with it. All this other stuff. I think too many hands get in the fire.
There's I don't know if you've seen it, but American Songwriter did this little interview clip with Miranda Lambert, and I just saw it, and I saved it because it was so good. You can tell in this thing that she's talking about just songwriting in general.
Right.
And she straight up, you can tell she's kind of pissed a little bit. And she looks in the camera and no filter. And she goes, just write the damn song.
Yeah.
It may be a hit. It may not be a hit. And maybe, maybe it's a number one. Maybe no one ever hears it. There's lots of those. Who cares? Have fun and write the damn song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I mean, that's probably the best advice I've heard in 5 years. You know, just write the damn song.
If you got it in your head, and you can put it on paper, then write the damn thing.
Yeah. Or just, play a show, have fun.
Yeah.
What a concept, just enjoy sitting here talking with you, being on a podcast, like enjoy playing guitar, enjoy singing.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy practicing? I mean, how many people are like, nah, but it's like, just enjoy what you do. Cause if you're not loving it, well, then why are you doing it?
Exactly.
And that's music, but I think that's also just life in general.
Well, it's, somebody told me a long time ago, because I was looking at different avenues to make money.
Sure.
Okay, what kind of career path am I going to do? All right, well, the lights and sound wasn't really paying what it should because I was doing small gigs all around Nashville and stuff. And truck driving.
Yeah.
So I went to drive a truck. And the biggest thing that they told me was very simple. Find something you're good at and then do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't look back. Don't look to the side. Stay focused.
I call this my racehorse analogy because if you look at a racehorse, what do they do to those horses, right? They put blinders.
Oh, they got blinders.
Right. So they can't see to the left. They can't see to the right. They're just dead focused on that finish line. And it's like, man, imagine if we could be that way, in today's society. It's hard, but I feel like I could be real focused. And then you open up Instagram and then you're like, oh man, now I kind of feel bad. You know, like maybe like, why am I not doing that? Or maybe I should, this is so perfect. This isn't good. Like, and it's like, man, no.
Well, it's like back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
All the women's magazines with the real slender girls on it and all that other stuff. Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
Was a normal woman.
Absolutely. She was not a size zero.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. She had curves.
And her pictures and stuff, original pictures and stuff, I mean, they're high dollar.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and she was hot.
And she was hot. Girl liked to eat and she was hot. Oh man, I think that's funny. But no, I mean, yeah, you're spot on. But
I'm sorry. If I was going to date somebody, I want somebody that's going to actually eat in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's so funny because that's a conversation my husband and I have had before where he's like, it's really attractive when a girl chomps down on a burger or whatever, or just eats. Like, it's like, don't order salad. Like, don't just eat. Like, it's good. Like, I'm like, that's good to know because that's not what society says. It's like, I must have a smoothie and water and not eat. And it's like, no, we like girls that eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's weird because I went on a date one time and I went out with this girl and it was kind of like we met and, hey, you want to go out Saturday night? Sure. And so I picked her up and we went out on a date and we get to this restaurant and we sat down. And I'm sitting there going, okay, well, I want the ribeye, baked potato loaded up, And she orders a salad and a grilled chicken breast.
Oh, wow.
She ate part of the salad and got a to-go box for the rest.
Oh, wow.
So I know she's going to finish the sandwich, the salad.
Right.
And I know the chicken breast is probably for her dog.
Not wrong. Not wrong, man. Not wrong. I mean,
that was the only date I went on with her.
Not a second one. Huh?
I'm telling you, if I'm going on a date with a woman, she's going to eat.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm paying good money for you to eat. And you're going to eat.
You're going to eat. I get you, man. I get you.
It's crazy how people are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, society says, don't do this, don't do that. And I mean, and I think that like everything, there's balance. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like sometimes I have salads and whatnot, but I'm also trying to be health conscious, you know what I mean? But it's like, for the most part, it's like, trust me, I eat, it's different. Now, if I'm about to go play a show in front of a ton of people, like I won't have dairy a couple days before, or, it's like I drink 20 gallons of water, and it's like, there's certain things like I have to be fair though, to balance it. It's like, trust me, I eat, but it's also like, some days I have to do certain things because it's just what we have to do our job. And so that's when I have the salads and the waters and no dairy and for a couple days. But,
yeah, cause there's no farting on stage. I'm sorry.
You can't fart on stage. No, you also can't throw up. We can't do any of that. And there's no pee breaks usually either. No. There's none of that.
I went to Chicago and my cousin was playing in a band and, the drummer passed out behind the drum kit.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
was he okay?
Yeah. Oh, he was fine. He was, what I mean, not what I say.
What I mean, not what I say. Gotcha.
And, I mean, an hour break,
right?
Where it's usually 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He did an hour break just to compose himself, get back behind the kit, and he finished out the night.
Oh, wow.
My hat was off to him for finishing out the night.
Yeah, kudos, man.
Because a lot of the stuff he was doing, he was also doing vocals too.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, he did a good job at it, but I was just like, dude.
Yeah.
It's called prep, man.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Gotta prep.
Yeah.
Don't overindulge. Prep.
Yeah, balance.
It's a happy balance.
It's a happy balance. Find a happy balance.
You've always got to have a happy balance.
Yes.
We have totally went off.
We do that. It's okay. Talking about the balances.
I like balances. It's fun.
Yes.
How many songs have you wrote?
Man, I don't even.
That's
lots.
a tough question for everybody.
It's lots. Well, like I said, when I first moved to town, I was writing like 3 or 4 songs a day, and then it was like at least doing a couple co-writes a week, and and then there's points and times where I will write a lot of music, and then there's times where I maybe need to go focus on some other things like recording or releasing music or whatever. So, if I had to guess though, I mean it's probably in the thousands for sure.
Sweet.
I've written a lot of songs, but like I said, when I moved here originally, I did not move here to be an artist. I moved here to be a songwriter. Mm-hmm. So my whole point was studying that art and that craft, and then trying to get my songs, like to other people or write with another artist or whatever. So it's, there was definitely a point though where that was my main focus, and then it kind of switched.
Yeah. So I think that's cool.
I really enjoy it. I mean,
so who told you
to be an artist?
Yeah. Who prodded you?
Well, there was a couple different people that said it, but I think the person that told me that I was an artist that I actually would listen to, was a guy named Rick Barker. And Rick Barker, I met him through, like I said, I was with Songtown, I was with Clay Mills, and he gave me his book, and I kind of got to know him a little bit, and he handed me his book, and he's kind of known basically for bringing Taylor Swift to fame. Yeah, he was her manager all through the many first couple of albums and everything. Yeah. He looked at me one night, like I said, I was Clay's intern. We kind of got to know each other. And he goes, I said something about, trying to be a songwriter. And he goes, you're an artist. Mm-hmm. You're not a songwriter. You're an artist. And I was like, no, not really. I've never really done a lot of singing. I've never really done that. Most people that are artists have done this their whole life. And he goes, no, you're an artist. You're an artist. So I would like to now ask him why he said that to me, but he said it. And so then, like I said, there's some other people that said things, but I think it just kind of got me thinking of well, I do have a lot to say, you know what I mean? And I do like being really creative. And then if there's no one telling me what I can and cannot do, I can go crazy, right? I can do whatever I want. So I saw a lot of benefits. And so then that's kind of when I kind of had to take a step, and I, tried to be an artist, for a while. And, I will say the job of being an artist is a tough one, but I love it because I feel like when I first started out, it was kind of like, I'm just trying to figure everything out. And even today, I'm still trying to figure everything out. But you know what I mean? Back then you're like, well, what do I sound like? What do I look like? How do I do this? What is this? Or, like my first EP, Bakersfield, I'm super proud of that record. Yeah. And it charted on iTunes. We number 60 on the top 100 country albums. I was an independent artist. I sold 100,000 downloads.
It was a good album.
I liked it. I appreciate that. A lot of the songs though on that record were songs that I had written that I really, really liked, but I wrote those for other people to sing. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not like, I have lots of songs, a song called Play Like Ken, whatever. That was on hold with Miranda Lambert.
Yeah.
There's a duet on my first EP, Bakersfield, called Watching It Burn. That was Luke Bryan and Karen Fairchild these are all songs that people maybe had like on hold, or it was like, oh, I wrote this for so-and-so.
Yeah.
And they're great songs. But now it's like, I look back at that and I'm still super proud of it. I have no regrets. I'm like, they're great songs and I will say that forever. But now I go, well, I don't want to write, you know, this song for Luke Bryan or Miranda Lambert. Like, I want to care about what I want to say, you know, what do I want to talk about?
Exactly.
So it's really interesting though, I think, to go though from being a songwriter and having it still be such a big part of your life and super important. But then it's like, well, now how do you be an artist and a songwriter? Yeah. And sometimes that artist side needs to come first and the songwriter second. And so I flip-flop with myself and figure out which side of myself I need to, I need to be some days. Cause it's true. You know, there's some times where it's like, you know, when I'm performing, it's like, you're an artist right now. That's your job.
That's
like,
it.
You're not a songwriter, so don't act like one. Go be an artist, you know, or business stuff and all that. So, and then there are times where it's like, you have to be massively creative. And then I go, I'm a songwriter. Mm-hmm. So I gotta flip my hats back and forth to figure out which one I am that day.
You know, one thing that always bothered me. Mm-hmm. I've been around Nashville all my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm honestly jealous of that.
And you know, I've met a lot of songwriters and I've heard a lot of songs.
Right.
And the one thing that always ticked me off, and I'm not naming names, I'm not being specific.
Okay.
But you go to a songwriter night. Mm-hmm. They're up there plugging their song.
Right.
They're doing their song.
Okay.
Somebody picks up their song. Mm. And that person that picked it up may have a name.
Right.
But drama. Drum roll, whatever. I'm telling you, the songwriter sang it better.
Oh, sure. Well, I think part of that is because usually a lot of people, when they write songs, they're personal and it's your story and it's your life and that's what you're singing about. So the songwriter sings it and it's way more believable.
Yeah, but vocally, I'm talking about.
Oh, sure. Well, there's that too. Absolutely. Yeah. One of my, I have a couple artists like this that are mainly known as being songwriters, but I'm like, no, that's when I go, no, you're an artist.
Yeah.
And so what you are. But, like Natalie Hemby is an amazing songwriter. Like the songs that she has written for other people. And I've seen her played live numerous times and play these songs that I know so well that, Tim McGraw and Little Big Town, all these different people, sing. I hear her sing it and I go, well, that's how it should have been done.
Yeah.
I mean, she can just smoke them.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. My favorite artist of all time, I always like to say if I could have a career like anybody, it would be Brandy Clark. So I don't know if you're familiar with Brandy, but that's my girl right there. But, it's like I hear her sing Casey Musgrave songs that she's written, I heard her sing, just so many songs. She's written songs for so many people, even like her version of Mama's Broken Heart. And I'm just like, I believe it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
But you sit there and you look at them and you're like, why aren't you signed?
Yeah.
Why are you not doing the song?
And I think as a artist, I can genuinely say though, like having been on both sides of this, it is a lifestyle to be an artist. And I know lots of people that are amazing vocalists and stuff, but there's a big difference between a great vocalist and an artist.
Oh yeah.
That massive difference. So I think a lot of people though, I'm weird and we all know that, but it's like, I live a very weird lifestyle.
But it's charming.
Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. But no, a lot of my friends though, they're like, yeah, we're going to go to this girls' weekend or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm out of town playing a show and I'm going to go sweat my ass off on stage and play songs that I've written. And, I'm in the studio and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then, and like I said, my husband is, I'm lucky enough to have him come along and be a part of everything and be with me. But it's like, we're not like normal couples. Like a date night or a date day looks like us coming here and doing a podcast sometimes. Or, hey, we're going to go, sit in a car for 18 hours and drive to this place and we're going to play a show. And, but I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, but it's like, most people look at what it takes to be an artist, or like, you know, things like sometimes I have to like learn how to do my makeup better, you know, for shows, or sometimes I have to be on social media every single day.
Yeah. It's,
you know,
that's taking up a big part of my time right now.
Yeah. Oh, man, don't get me started, but
yeah,
it's like a full-time job just doing social media for yourself, especially as an independent. But I know lots of friends that are incredible vocalists, amazing things. And they're like, I'm just not cut out to be an artist. And I get what they mean by that, because it is a lifestyle for sure, because it's like, and it's like everyone around you too kind of has to help and support and understand that. So, I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
can y'all check on the dog and the house while we're gone?
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah. Well, and I take my dog usually with me. That's kind of the one benefit, but, she's a road dog, man. She loves it. But yeah.
Get her on stage with you every now and then?
Man, if they would let me, I would, but she's a good girl, man. She goes everywhere with us. We go on vacation. She comes, and, she's a good dog, but she likes to put her head out the window, and I mean, she would just lay on stage, honestly. But the one thing that she's not real good at, she's very friendly and very sweet.
Yeah.
So she'd have to go say hello to everyone and then sit down.
Of course.
But, you know, but no, she's a good dog. But yeah, it's a weird lifestyle though. It takes a special kind of weirdo like myself to be like, yes, I love to be an artist. Let's go do it. You know, it's different.
Well, it's like with me driving a truck. You know,
I'm sure,
I lived in that truck.
Oh, I bet.
You know.
Yeah.
And you come in on the weekends. And of course, then I go do my thing with sound and everything.
Yeah.
But it takes a different type of person.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't understand. They think, okay, well, the tour bus goes, and then the artist flies back and forth, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
But the real thing of it is, especially while you're starting up to about mid-range, I guess.
Yeah.
You're living on that freaking bus.
Oh yeah. You're there.
Yeah. Well, it's like Creed Fisher right now. He's way out west somewhere, and he's doing Facebook Lives from his phone. And every time he does it, he's in the back of the bus riding.
Yeah.
You can hear the motor of the bus.
Right.
You know, but that's, you leave your family, your friends, everything, and you're out there.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
Like what's the word I'm looking for? Nomadic lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. And I think a lot of people though do move here, you know, and it's like they maybe think they want to be an artist and everything. And you start doing all that work, you know, especially because clearly when you start out, most people start out independent, clearly.
Yeah.
You start doing all that work and you start investing that, like the money that it takes to get things off the ground. Like, you know, like, okay, you want to record music. How much do you think that costs? Do you want a website? You want photos? You want like, what does this cost? And they realize the amount of money and time and work. And I can't blame them. A lot of people are just like, yeah, no, I'm okay. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But
yeah, because there's a whole checklist you got to go down.
Oh man, don't even get me started. Well, and then you can be really good at something. Like you may, you know, have Instagram or TikTok or whatever down, and then they change. You know, there's always a new platform or a new rule or a new this or a new that. And, you know, you're constantly, like I just am putting out an EP today, the day that we're filming this or whatever. And it's just like, I've already contacted the guy that I record with, my producer, Pat, and we're already working on the next project. So you almost don't even get to sit and take a moment and enjoy what you're doing, because you got to be so focused on what's next, because it's like, oh, that's great. You just put that out. What are you going to do next? That's a question everyone asked. And you're
my
like,
answer would
can
be,
I breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to have me a bourbon, and I'm going to listen to my album.
Right. Or I'm just going to go like to the mountains with my dog and my husband and go fishing for a couple days and disappear.
Oh, that's a little slice of heaven.
Oh,
right there.
amen. Amen. Do you like to fish?
I love it.
Oh, well, my husband's got me into it pretty hardcore. We're really enjoying it. We booked a trip up to Gatlinburg this summer that I'm really looking forward to. We're going to go fly fishing for the first time.
You ever done it?
I've never done it. Now Chris has, so he knows what he's doing.
There's a whole art to that.
So that's what he told me. So he said we have to practice before, but we went and got fishing licenses, and we've been fishing here around Nashville. I've only caught the one fish. It was like a tiny little sunfish. Chris said I kind of acted like when I, caught it though, and I was like reeling her in. I acted like I caught Moby Dick. Okay. But, but man, I had a good time, but no, we're enjoying fishing though. But,
and that's all that matters. That's all that matters is you have a good time.
It's fun. And I got a wild sunburn our first day out and I was already ready to go back out. So I got fancy. I got my Crocs on too, by the way. So I got my Crocs, my camo Crocs. So you can't see my feet, camo Crocs. But we got like the SPF, like long sleeve shirts and all this stuff. So I'm ready, man. I'm telling you what, I'm going to go to Gatlinburg and catch a bunch of fish and, make my redneck husband proud, hopefully. But,
wait, why do you refer to him to redneck?
have you met him?
Yeah, but honey, you're from Bakersfield, California.
Yeah,
you're just as redneck.
One of my best friends the other day, they described us as their favorite redneck rock star couple. And I said, I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment. But
I would. I'd go make matching T-shirts.
What if I've already got them in the Amazon cart, man? Just ready to roll.
There you go.
Ready
That's
to
all
roll.
you need.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool as shit, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
I have never went fly fishing.
Really?
Ever.
Okay.
My dad tried to teach me a little bit about it.
Okay.
I couldn't get the
thing.
You got the thing and you got the line out here and you got to do it a certain way. I'm not that coordinated.
Well, it's hard. It's going to take practice, I'm sure. But we're going to have to order, like, we found the rods, like they sell like these kits that are pretty decent. And my husband already told me, he's like, we're going to have to practice. Like, we're going to have to go out in the yard. And I'm like, okay, let's go. But I'm okay with it. I'm down for a challenge.
You could put like a little treat or something for the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And fly fish for the dog,
Man, she would love that, but she'd be probably like 500 pounds at the end of the day.
He's cracking up over there.
I told you, Chris probably thinks this is funny. Giving him great ideas.
Well, hell yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. It's over 1,000 songs, man.
Oh, yeah, easily, man. Easily. And, right now I'm kind of, like I said, in this stage where it's like I'm really focused on releasing music and shows and all. I mean, I'm working on like 20,000 different things right now. So right now I'm not in a period of time where I'm writing a bunch, but it's almost like very regularly. It's like, Chris will come to me and he goes, I have a guitar riff, and he plays it. And then I already have like song ideas that come to me all the time. So it's like, we're getting ready to go back into that stage though, where I'll just go crazy and write a bunch of songs at one time. And it's cool though, because I kind of feel like it comes in waves, but it's like, here's where I'm at right now. Here's a whole bunch of songs. And then we usually end up like recording those. And that's like the next couple singles or batches or, whatever. And then some I finish and go, man, that's a big turd, isn't it? But it's you always get them though, but it's part of the process. But no, I'm excited because I feel like we're putting out music and playing shows and just having a good time. And, life is great. And honestly, it's wonderful. Especially after COVID and all that we went through with that, man, it wrecked our world. I mean, big time.
It did everybody.
It did. And I honestly just felt in so many ways that I really had to start over. And so, I mean, it was just like, man, I'm really getting my butt handed to me with this. But we came back, like I said, we got music coming out and we're doing our thing. And, these, song ideas and all the stuff that we already are, have, it's like, we're going to head now into that period of writing new material. And I'm really excited for these new songs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm pumped. I'm like, again, it's like, you're just excited about music, man. We're just having fun.
There you go.
So it's
all about the fun.
I'm excited to, see what things are like in a year. It's like, this is awesome. Like, it's just great. I'm super excited.
Lord.
Anywho.
Are you fidgeting with your hair?
I sure am, man. You ever get your hair caught up in headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
When my hair was long.
Ooh. When was that?
12 years ago.
You gonna grow it back out?
Nope.
Okay.
Bald spot.
I believed that you could have grown your hair back out. We could have had like matching ponytails today.
Yeah, that would have been cute.
Yeah, it would have been real cute. It would have been real cute.
Of course, with the gray hair and everything. I had a problem with that when it was long.
Yeah.
Because it was all salt and pepper.
Right.
And it was literally in the middle of my back.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
And I would go to Walmart or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'd feel somebody do that.
Oh, that's not cool.
And I'm like, turning around going, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just had to feel your hair. I wanted to see if it was soft as what it looked like.
That's weird.
And I'm just like, Yeah, lady, thanks. Now I got to go home and wash my hair again.
Yeah, creepo touching you, and that's weird. Yeah, that's odd.
It was strange as all get out.
People are strange.
People are strange.
Strange. Weirdos.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Name of the EP that you're dropping today.
The Acoustic Sessions.
Just a thumbs up, really?
Oh, sorry. You want me to dance?
Yeah, a little dance
sorry.
or something.
Here, I'm dancing.
There you
dancing.
go. That's better.
Yes.
See, you got to be happy about it.
Oh, I'm super happy about it. I just didn't want to, mess up my hair or microphone just sitting here. But no, I'm really pumped about it.
Oh yeah, I would be.
Yeah, it's the most fun I've ever had recording a project.
Did you do any of the engineering yourself?
Just a little bit. I'll tell you what I did do though this time around that was really special.
Mm-hmm.
So there's clearly a lot of amazing guitar players in Nashville.
Well, yeah, you can throw a quarter out your front door and hit half of them.
Absolutely. So when I did my first EP, mind you, I've written all the songs, written all the parts, right?
Right.
Okay. So I wanted to go play them. And they said, you're the artist. You don't play guitar. We're going to hire this guy. And I was like, okay. So I paid the guy. And of course, amazing guitar player, better than me. That's not what I'm saying. He was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's kind of just what we do in Nashville is we hire session players, and it's kind of rare. Maybe the artist actually gets to play on their own record or not. It's kind of interesting.
Finish your story.
This time around, I went to my good buddy, Pat Laster, and I did the whole thing start to finish with him.
Right.
And I have to say, Pat's one of my favorite people in the world. I've known him for a long time. I didn't get to do my first EP fully with him. He kind of came in later, and then I was like, man, I should have worked with this guy before.
Yeah.
So when I did my first EP, it was all these major session players, and it was in a big name studio that we won't talk about. But long story short, so they said I couldn't play guitar because I was the artist and whatever. And I was like, okay. And again, I'm brand new to being an artist. I don't really know what I'm doing.
See, I don't get that though.
Yeah, well, I don't either, but it's kind of one of those things where I think when someone who's very, very high up in the industry says, hey, this is the way we do it here, can you argue?
Yes.
Well, I would say no. If you want to make friends and, like not cause a big stir. But the thing about this project that I'm really excited about, and there's multiple, but I actually got to go in this time with Pat and Chris, my husband. It was just the three of us that made this whole EP. So
that is awesome.
It was great. So I picked 3 original songs, right? That all I wrote. Yeah. And I went into the studio and I got to play guitar. I played all the rhythm parts. I even got to play a little bit of lead. I did that. And then Chris, my husband, like we've talked about, he plays lead guitar for me. Mm-hmm. He comes in, he does his magic, and then I just put on a vocal. And I think it's so freaking cool to get to go into a studio, and I'm basically, sitting there with, Pat, who, like I said, I've known for years, and I just love working with him. He's so great. He's so talented. And it's just me and Pat and then my husband. Yeah. And we're just sitting here and we're just making music. And how freaking cool is that? That is cool. And I had a blast though, but it was like, I got to play the guitar parts. I got to do what I wanted. It wasn't like well, this is how it goes here and this is how you do it. Because now I think, it's like I've had more experience of being an artist. I'm a lot more confident. Yeah. I'm like, no, I've done this before. I know what we're doing. And, not saying that, again, there's so many talented musicians in Nashville. There are, and I take nothing from them. Absolutely no. And I need people like that for sure. But with this, my whole kind of intention with this project, my whole intention was, how cool would it be? Because all these records sound incredible, but they're very produced. There's 24, 30, God knows how many tracks on one song on the radio. Exactly. Wouldn't it be cool if we just stripped it down to a vocal and 2 guitars? Mm-hmm. I mean, can we do that? Why not? Yes. And then I think what happens is it's all about the song. Mm-hmm. And I loved that because again, I'm a songwriter first. So I was like, I'm literally just stripping it down. I'm making it super simple. I also think it's kind of ballsy though in a lot of ways because there's nobody does it. Well, no, nobody does it. Now I will say my EP came out today and now Ed Sheeran is saying he's doing a whole acoustic record. So maybe he got the idea from me. Who knows? We'll talk about it later, Ed. We'll talk about it. But no, it's, I think it's different and ballsy. I don't think you can't hide behind anything either.
No.
There's nothing to hide behind. I mean, it's just very out there. But I think being a fan of so many other artists, I would think my fans would really enjoy it. And I know today the response has been crazy because it's like you and I are sitting here in a room and I'm playing you a song and it's just like the day I wrote it.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
See, to me, and this goes back to my recording and stuff
Right.
that we did.
Yeah.
That's how we done it. You come in, you sit down,
Yep.
and if you need a full band, okay, then the band came in and played it.
Sure.
And we record the band live.
Yes.
Right there in the studio.
Yes.
And then the singer, whether he played guitar on it or whatever else, he'd go in the vocal booth and lay the track.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was raw. It was warm.
Yep.
It was gorgeous.
Yes. Well, it's real music.
That's exactly my point.
It's not fully produced. You're not, nowadays with the digital age and just everything. I mean, it's incredible the things we can do, but I wanted to put out something that was really raw and really vulnerable and truthfully, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. Like you like it or you don't, no problem. But I was proud of the songs that we picked for it. Like I said, I wrote all of them and it's literally just authentic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can listen to that record and you know exactly what you're getting when I show up to a live show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like how cool is that?
Exactly.
But no one's really doing that nowadays. So I guess maybe it was a bit different, but like I said, it just came out today. I mean, the day we're recording this, my phone's been blowing up and I've gotten really great response from it.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm pumped.
Because see, I didn't know what time you was releasing it.
Yeah.
So I didn't go look for it.
Oh, it came out at midnight technically, but
Okay.
But yeah, it's I mean, a lot of people have been kind enough to share it in like different, social media accounts and different things. But when I say like really good feedback, it's not like my first EP where maybe I charted on iTunes and I'm like, woohoo. Yeah. I'm talking my fans are saying this is cool. And I'm like, you're the ones that pay my bills. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had a really good time though. Just making it and then like getting to see people like really respond to it, like fans and stuff. It's like, man, this is so cool. And like I said, we're already working on the next, project and I'm really excited about that too, but I'm just having a really good time.
Yeah. But the one thing I liked when you was telling me that whole story,
yeah,
you had a sparkle in your eye.
Yeah.
About all of it.
Because I think
it's something real. It's something from your heart, your passion.
Yes.
And you're connecting directly to your fans.
Yes. And I think, like I said, when I started out being an artist, I listened to what a lot of people said and I did a lot of things because that's what I was told. This is how the formula is and you do these things and you become successful. Well, I did those things and it didn't work, did it?
No.
And so I basically stopped trying to, with all respect to the industry that I love so much, which is the country music industry, I don't give a shit. I'm an artist. I just do what I want to do. Exactly. And so if I want to, do this acoustic project, or if I want to sing this song, or if I want my husband to play guitar with me, if I want to go to my buddy's house where I feel comfortable and I get to just, sing my vocal there, why is that such a bad thing? Right?
It's not.
And so I think now though, I will say, especially after 2020 and just all that mess, like I said, I mean, I'm really open about it. That was a hard year for me.
Oh yeah.
I lost everything. I mean, everything, because of the state of the world. And I had to literally rebuild my career from the ground up. So if you would have said to me, even in March of 2020, hey, you're going to be able to put out a new EP here in a couple of years, like, give it 2-3 years. I would have said you're crazy. I mean, I almost thought about quitting music for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And my husband said, oh, hell no. And, and he luckily was there and he pushed me through and we figured it out. But, yeah, I think you see the sparkle in my eye though, because it's like, man, I've done music before where I was so focused on just trying to be successful and trying to be what I was told I should be.
Follow the formula.
And I realized that the formula does not work. And so I just do music because I love it and I am enjoying it. And so that's, I think, why you see a sparkle in my eye. It's why I'm excited.
Yeah. But see, that's for some people.
Yeah.
That formula does work.
Sure.
It does work.
Yeah.
But I, as a person, a fan,
right,
am more apt to listen to yours because you done it your way.
Yes.
And I'm a Frank Sinatra fanatic. You got to do it your way.
Well, and I think that's where the art and all comes in. And I will say that success looks different for different people.
It does. It really does.
It really does. And you know, not everyone wants to be Carrie Underwood, you know, and that's okay. If you want to be her, cool. If you don't, awesome. But what I want to do, I want to write great songs. I want to go play shows all around the country. I just want to be an artist. Mm-hmm. That is all I want to do. I love getting to go connect with people. I love getting to create and release new music and write songs and, you know, play shows and tour. I love designing merch. I love coming and sitting here, you know, and talking to you on a podcast. And these are the things that I love to do. And so I'm not doing it because someone's telling me to do it. I'm literally just sitting here talking to you, where I'm releasing an acoustic EP because I just love to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this is what I love to do. So, I just don't care anymore. I guess that's the thing. But I think people definitely catch on to that though. And I think they relate to it, you know?
Well, see, that's where me and you kind of connect, because when I was doing, looking research and all this stuff to doing all this stuff,
right.
I already knew sound.
Yeah.
Okay. I already knew lighting. I knew all this stuff.
Right.
The only thing I really needed to learn was video editing. Mm-hmm. I already knew audio editing.
Yeah.
Had no problem with that.
Right.
And figuring out how to load this crap on the freaking YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, all the little ins and outs about it.
Yes.
So I did 6 months of studying it. And after studying 6 months of how to podcast,
wow,
I chucked it all out.
Really?
And I'm like, look, I'm going to go back to the old way.
Yeah.
Tried and true.
Yes.
Like I told you before we got on air, I had 3 cameras.
Right.
It was crappy video.
Chugged them.
I chucked them.
Yeah.
I bought some microphones that I wasn't real happy with. Mm-hmm. Chucked them. What did I do? I went back to Old Faithful.
Yeah.
The SM7B.
Yeah.
I love it. And then I just started creating.
Yeah.
And we got what we got now.
But see, I think that's the cool thing. It's like you're doing it your way, doing your thing. And that's the thing, is like there can only be one you.
Yeah.
There's only one. There's one David Bradley. It's you. Be the best version that you can. Unless
you're looking in a Chinese phone book. I mean,
I don't ever look there though. Know. I never look there. I will be honest with you. I've never opened one up and turned to a page. But yeah, I think it's also kind of like really freeing. And I'm sure you relate, but it's like, you know, I'm really not trying to be anybody other than the best version of Ash Taylor that I can be. And it's a constant growing thing. Like where I am now, I won't be here in a year, because every day I wake up and I put work and time and effort into being a better person, singer, songwriter, guitar player, whatever it is I'm doing. Yeah. It's like, I just love what I do, and I just put forth a lot of effort. And it's like, I'm just focused on being the best version of myself, because I think people deserve that, whether you're a fan or whether you're, you know, a friend or my brother, my husband, like you deserve that.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Well, and who can blame them? You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm better than everyone else, because for years I didn't know how to do that. And it took me essentially losing everything and then saying, hey, you know what? I messed up and I need to change and I need to be different. And when I did though, I think like now, you know, it's like, and if the industry applauds it, that's great, whatever. But that's not my intention anymore. Mm-hmm. It's how can I just make music and do what I love? And how can I connect with fans? And how do you do that? Yeah. That's what I care about. So I think my heart and my intentions are in a better place. And I think, you know, in a lot of ways, it's like I'm a brand new artist, you know,
well, it's freeing. Yeah. It's liberating.
Yes. Yes.
And I think a lot of people, like you hear people going through writer's block.
Right.
I think a lot of that is induced by the stress of the industry.
Yes. And I'm glad that you said that, because I have had this talk with many people close to me and like close friends and all. Mm-hmm. I used to try to write, like we were talking about how many songs I've written. Yeah. I would try to play shows every weekend, play during the week, be in the studio recording a project, write songs every single day. I mean, I would do all of this stuff, all of it. And do you know what happened? I got burnt out. Big time. And here's the thing. You can't do everything. I don't care who you are. You can't do everything and do it well. So then I'm not writing songs to the best of my ability, writer's block. I'm not playing shows. I'm not giving my best performance. I'm not focused on this recording project and creating it. I'm not focused on, you can't do everything and do it well. And so that's why we were talking about how I take these breaks, and it's like, well, right now I'm releasing music and playing shows and doing this and that. That's what I focus on.
Yeah.
I take maybe 2-3 things max. This is my focus for the next couple of months. And I focus all my energy onto that. Then I move on to this. And when I do that, I give all my energy to that, because you cannot do everything and do it well.
No,
and you're just going to burn yourself out. And I had my first major label cut in August of 2019.
Okay.
I had worked clearly very hard to have the ability to go into Walmart and see the CD sitting there on the shelf. And, the whole thing. And that day finally came. And when it did, I was 27, 28 years old. I had a blood clot in my leg. Ooh. I had worked my body to a point that literally in my 20s, I just couldn't, my body was like shutting down. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so, and I was drinking like 3 Red Bull a day, and I was playing shows every week. And
I don't see how you did it.
I would just push through. But again, I'm from Bakersfield and we have an attitude. Oh yeah. Right. And so sometimes get you in trouble. Okay. But
it's when the field needs plowed,
we do it.
You plow the field.
That's right. And so it doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're sick. You get your ass up and you go and you do it. So I did it, but, I didn't do it maybe in the smartest and the healthiest of ways. And that's kind of what I learned, because I really, though, that day, I've told so many people, it's like, man, I thought about that. And it's like, what am I doing? And what good is it if you achieve all of these things, like a little checklist, and then you get to the end of your life and you're sick and you're miserable and you're, alone and you're all, it's like. Or
the blood clot goes to your heart while you're standing in Walmart.
Yeah, man.
I mean, really?
And then you die before you get to buy the CD. You're like, come on. Well, no, it's like, come on, man. Like, just life is short. Like, live it, prioritize balance. But I definitely was not always the best at those things. Yeah. So I learned my lesson hard.
You preaching to the choir over here.
Yeah, man. Now. Oh, I bet. And I can tell you balance a lot of stuff as well. I can definitely tell that.
Well, I constantly work except for maybe 5-6 hours.
Oh, I believe that.
Like I might get some sleep.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And like we was talking about, I was telling your husband, you go to bed. I'm going to bed.
Right.
8:30, I'm going to go to bed.
Right.
You got the glow of the phone. Well, somebody's just sent an email. Somebody just sent a text. Oh, wait a minute. This one confirmed to be on the show. Okay, well, let me get all this going.
Yeah.
And it's never ending.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing. Like, if you notice right now, I don't have my phone. I gave it to my husband.
Mine's in there.
Because we're focused right here, right now. But there are times where it's like, I just got to shut my phone off. And it's like, just keep it away from me. Yeah. Just keep it away. Because, I, like you said, it's like you're going to bed or you're like trying to watch a movie and it's like, no, it can wait. Like just, and I think there's power in doing that though. I think it's hard, but I get it though. But again, you're like very much like an independent artist. Yeah. People are like, hey, can you play this show? Hey, what if you came here? Hey, can you do this? Hey, why aren't you doing that? Da, da, da. And it's like, well, how do I do all that?
Exactly.
Are you going to help me pay for that? Like, how does that work?
Well, the whole thing, the whole reason I started this whole thing was I wanted to give aspiring artists, singer-songwriters, a place to come and talk, to hang out, get known a little bit.
Right.
And sit around the kitchen table like at grandma's house.
Yeah.
And just, to me, I just felt like your fans would connect better if they actually seen that you were human, Well,
I think that's the thing. And, oh, man, you just nailed it, because I am not this way. And in fact, I work hard to be the opposite, because I agree. I think people see people like my favorite artists are women that are very authentic.
Yeah.
Loretta Lynn, authentic.
Oh yeah.
Dolly Parton, authentic. Like that is who they are. And they show you a lot of themselves and their story and who they are. And I think that's what people relate to.
And how they write too.
Oh, absolutely. And how they sing and they can tell you a story with their voice and you're just like, man. But I think nowadays, especially with like Instagram and TikTok, it's almost like if you're an artist, you're supposed to be like, look at how pretty I am. All my pictures are just, I'm always beautiful. I'm always in full hair, full makeup. I'm, this and that. And, I get that sometimes we need to, up our image and do certain things as an art. I get that, right? We all do that. But it's like, do you not think that the women that are, and just the fans in general that are tuning in to, see your life every single day, that are invested in your career, do you think that they really just want to see you try to be perfect the whole time? Or would you like to get on one day and like a messy bun and sweatpants and go, are y'all having a shitty day too?
Yeah.
Because we know that you're not always perfect. We know you're not always having a great time, but I think that's the thing. And I do a live stream, once a month, the first Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
We call it Ash Wednesdays, and, people tune in, on Instagram, and it's me and my husband in our living room, essentially, or like in our studio upstairs. And, the dog is there. It's not a big elaborate production or anything. Yeah. We're literally just sitting there talking to fans. We talk about what's going on. I play a couple songs. You hit a wrong note. Oh, well. This last one we just did was just the other day here, this past Wednesday. I had a messy bun and a sweatshirt on, and my dog was like running in and out of the shot sometimes. And it's like, welcome to my life. This is what it is. This is what it is. And so I think I just really try to remember that it's like, I think as an artist, I make real music for real people. And so the truck drivers and, all those people back home in Bakersfield that are pulling second shifts and all that, it's like, these are my people. Oh, yeah. This is who I am. This is what, so it's like, I'm not trying to impress you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just kind of here doing my thing. And, if I'm having a bad day, you're probably going to know about it. And I'm just trying to be honest though, it's because I'm human. I'm not.
It's like, I'm sure you know who C.W. McCall is.
Yes.
If you look back on him, he was just an average guy.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, and I mean no disrespect.
Right.
Okay. Just I'm tongue tied. Disrespect. But if you take a look at Waylon and you take a look at Willie.
Yeah.
They're just people.
It's all they are. Yeah.
But when you stop and you see some of these people, they gussy up all the time. The big fabulous house. Yeah. The most expensive cars. Right. And all this other stuff. And they've made this buttload of freaking money.
Right.
But they snub a fan for an autograph.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I know. It's almost like in society today, we don't live for ourselves. We live for other people and what their view of us is. And it's like you essentially, it's true. And I think there are some celebrities, like I know Taylor Swift is massively like signs everything. Doesn't matter where she's at. And I applaud her for that because that has to be exhausting.
Well, it is. That's why she was hiding in the
Oh, like you're talking about like the stair road case thing?
No, she was, somebody did a thing on it and said that Taylor Swift was hiding in the janitor's
closet thing
and was being rolled around on stage and everything. And I'm like, dude, I get it. Yeah. Have you ever had 100 people paw at you while you're trying to walk through a crowd?
Yeah, exactly.
It is ridiculous.
Oh, it's wild. It's great. Have you seen, I'm a huge Judd's fan. Have you seen the new Winona documentary?
No, I haven't.
It's really great. If you're into the Judds, I highly recommend it. It was really good. It's on Paramount Plus. You can stream it. But I saw Winona play here in Nashville when they came and did the final tour, and amazing concert. But she talks about they actually started the show every night by putting her in a tall road case. And she's apparently like very claustrophobic. So she already was like, hell no. But she did it. And they, roll her all the way through the crowd. They get her into a point, and then she comes up in the center of the arena that she was playing on this thing. Super cool. When she did it here in Nashville, like I lost my mind. Like it was awesome. And they were talking though in the documentary how it's like she did it once and it was like, I don't know. And then she did it a second time and the lift ended up breaking and she like fell. And
oh God.
It was a whole thing. So she didn't do it for like a good point in the tour and then had to build the courage back up. But yeah,
Yeah, because that's scary stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's like to put on a good show. But their whole thing was, how do we get her, through these crowds of people, and how do you walk someone like Winona Judd, through the sea of the 20,000 people here in Bridgestone that are all here to see her, and it's like lock yourself in a janitor's closet or a road case or whatever. But yeah,
I've told artists before, don't wear rings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because people are trying to reach out to you and shake hands and all that other stuff. They'll grab your freaking rings.
Yeah, take them off your hands.
They want anything they can get.
Yeah, very true.
And it's insane how some people get.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, people are definitely very obsessive. That's for sure. For sure.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got half her skin with it. Come on, dude. That makes it more valuable.
Right? It's weird.
I have no clue where we was going with all this.
Great question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Great question.
See, that's what I love about this.
We just roll with it.
Just roll with it.
Yeah.
You see what I got wrote down there, right?
Special guitar guy.
Yeah,
that must be my husband.
That's in my notes.
I love it.
Y'all look.
Special guitar guy. Must be my husband. Yeah.
Who's staring at his phone?
Yeah, he's just here hanging out, man. He's support.
I know.
He's just support.
He's checking on the EP.
That's probably what it is. He's making sure. He's making sure. Yeah. Like I said, I never thought I was going to get married, but I did get married. So we'll celebrate 2 years of marriage this month on the 23rd.
Awesome.
So we've been married for 2 years, and then as of November of this year, we'll be all together for five years. But no, we've been through a lot together. So I'm grateful to have a good partner, good support system, good backbone, and
you got to have it.
You do. You really do. And
to be honest with you, everything about how you're doing this with the song creation and the artistry and everything else, I totally applaud that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Everybody, they need to get back to being who they are.
Yeah.
They don't need to keep going with the formula. And why are you going to listen to somebody that ain't ever wrote a song?
Right.
Ain't ever played an instrument.
Right.
But he went to freaking college and he knows a formula.
Yeah. So he tells you what to do. I think when, kind of all this started because I didn't pick up a guitar or sing a note for close to a year, when COVID and all that. And like I said, I lost everything, and it was just trying to like build stuff, and it was a mess. So I took a break, but when I was coming back to music, I watched this documentary one night on YouTube, and it was a documentary on Buck Owens. And I kind of just had it on in the background at first, and I'm like, well, this is cool, but it's like I probably know everything in this documentary, right? Like, surprise me. Yep, you nailed it. I don't know nothing. But I was watching this documentary, and it wasn't so much the facts, but it was these interviews with Buck Owens, and he was talking about his sound and kind of how he arrived at being an artist. Because, he started out as a session player. Yeah. And he was playing guitar on all these records and doing all this stuff. And things that he said, I have never heard him say before, were like direct quotes of what I would like tell my husband. And I was just like, it caught my attention. I'm like, this guy's smart. Let's hear what he says. But no, I got into it. And what this kind of goes back to like my Bakersfield roots and just being who you are. Like I said, I never really realized like what a big impact that was. But, the thing about Buck Owens, who of course is like the founder, the founding father of the Bakersfield sound, is he had a guy named Don Rich, who was his lead guitar player, and how they wrote songs. It was all like the band together. That's how they started to write songs. You look at bands like Leonard Skinner, they had the Woodshed, where it's like they go out and they all write songs together as a band and, all this stuff. So, before it's like I was just writing songs by myself. I wasn't really, trying to think of like guitar part. Like no, I play the chords and sing the melody and, do my thing. And so when I got done with that documentary, I essentially kind of realized, because at this point, my husband and I had just kind of, right before the pandemic, started working together. Like when we first met, I was like, I don't mix business and personal life. Like, we were dating, and I was like, nah, we're not going to play together. Yeah,
you threw that completely out the window.
I did, but I'll tell you why. We were in this dive bar one night, and we were playing like a songwriter's round kind of a thing at this dive bar, very low pressure show. And it was just me and him on stage. And so he was like, you know, I told him he could play along if he wanted to, you know, just have a thing.
Yeah.
So we get up there and, you know, I play my first song or whatever. And a lot of these songs he had never even heard before, right? They were kind of like a little bit newer or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
He jumped in and played them. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I got through the end of the first song, like the end of the first chorus even.
Yeah.
So not even all the way through the song. And it was like electricity. And it was like, what the hell was that?
Did you get the goosebumps every night?
Oh, absolutely. And so then I started letting him like, you know, come along and accompany more. And so when I was watching though, this documentary though, mind you, that's like, you know, a year or two later during the pandemic, I'm sitting here watching this documentary and just really realizing like, you know, Buck's smart and he's talking about this stuff. And I'm like, that's how I feel. That's how I, you know, think about these things. And I kind of just realized it's like, in the way that Buck Owens had Don Rich, I essentially have my husband. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, it may be my name on the bill and I sing, I'm the front person, I'm the artist. I, you know, all of these things and I write the songs.
Yeah.
But you play the guitar parts and we work together and we figure out how this musically works. And, you know, as we get, you know, continue to grow, it's like, I'd love to have not a hired gun like most people have, but like, I want an actual drummer. I want an actual bass player and I want to write these songs. Even if I write it and then bring it to you guys, it's like, work it out as a band and as a unit, because that's really what you are on stage is you're a unit.
You're totally breaking the...
Yeah. I know, but like I said, I've tried it. I've tried it both ways, and this really seems to be working, and I'm having more fun doing it.
And that's what it's about.
It is, and so that's why we're here, right? We're having fun. It's music. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be.
Fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think just kind of, hopefully, a lot of artists will get to the point that where they have that moment where they're like, "Huh, you know, why am I doing this? Why don't I do it this natural way that makes sense to me? Why am I trying to force myself into a box? Why am and that looks different though for all of us. So I just never thought I would say it, but I was like, man, I kind of think I needed to almost like lose everything and then kind of take a break and then kind of almost reform myself, because I don't think in my hastiness and, you know, all that, I don't think I would have gotten it. So like I said, I'm slow. It takes me a minute.
Yeah, but you know, that goes back to that old adage. Adage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you got to hit bottom.
Yes. And then you can rise to the top, and you nailed it, man.
And you're doing great.
Well, thanks, man. We're trying for sure. But, I just know that I'm having a lot more fun this go around.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. I'm enjoying it, and fans really seem to be responding and really liking it. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about, right?
All about that.
It's all about the music. It's all it is. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So no, I'm having a good time with it for sure.
All right. Love that you're getting back to the raw. You're getting back to the original basis of what a lot of people actually started out doing before the formulas and the technology and all that other stuff. Yeah. And I think it's awesome. Well, and you're doing a hell of a job. I can't wait to hear the new EP.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it was a lot of fun, and I think people can tell that I had a lot of fun with it and enjoyed it. So hopefully when you take a listen, you know, you enjoy it and share it with your friends. So
yeah, because you've had a little bit of a glow. You had a little bit of sparkle in your eye, but just talking about it, you know.
I've said this, I love country music. Mm-hmm. I really do. Like, I don't do country music because I couldn't make it in pop. I just genuinely love country music. Yeah. And I just love what I'm doing, and I love writing songs, and it just makes me happy. It's just, I get excited talking about it.
See, more people need to follow their passion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, and it's freeing, and I think then the creative juices flow, and then you get to thinking about the next thing, and you're just excited about it all.
All right. Yeah. Well, you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And I got editing to do. So.
Nice. I'll leave you with all the hard work now.
Ash, I totally appreciate you coming up and having fun with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
This is fun. Yeah. I love it.
Oh, thank you, man.
I love having conversations.
Yeah.
But you get to look in that camera right there.
Well, hello.
There you go.
Yeah.
And please tell everybody where they can find you, all your little social media.
Yes. So the easiest way to stalk me on the internet is to go to ashtaylor.com. On there you'll find links to literally everything. But you can follow me on Instagram at Ash Taylor Country. Twitter is Ash Taylor Music. YouTube is Ash Taylor Country. I think pretty much everything is just Ash Taylor Country. But yeah, if you head on over to my website, ashtaylor.com, there's literally links to everything. We have merch for sale. You can see my show dates. Playing a couple shows later this month, which would be cool. I think David's going to come out to one of them.
Yes.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Go ahead and get me on record now.
Okay.
I will be at that show with you, Taylor Hughes.
Yes.
Hannah Wright. And there's one other person.
Crystal King. Yeah. So girl power round.
I might have to get her on the show.
Yeah.
Girl power. Yeah. I'm still scared to death with Taylor and Hannah on the same daggum show.
All the ladies going to beat you up.
I'm going to have to open the blinds to make sure you ain't lurking outside fixing to jump in
on it. All these ladies around your table in here being like, hey, what's up? Well, no, I appreciate you having me, man. And, thanks y'all for, having me, and thanks for everyone for tuning in, and, just go be sure to check out the new EP, The Acoustic Sessions. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere people can, check out tunes. And, I have links to all of it on my website, ashtaylor.com.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right, y'all check her out, and please like and share and comment. I tell everybody this because you don't really understand a whole lot how much that helps up and coming artists, established artists, even old farts like me. It really helps out a lot. So share with all your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channels, subscribe to mine.
Yes.
Do something, and hopefully we can bring you more people, and Ash can go on up the ladder a little bit more and more.
So can you.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of fat and old.
You keep talking about yourself in that way, and I keep telling you, like, don't say that, and you're like, I did.
Yeah, well, Yeah. Well, we wasn't supposed to talk about farting either, but we did that.
We did, yeah. Well, it's natural. Everyone does it, right? Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Bye, Chris.